Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of En-Syte. I'm your host, Steven. We are doing so well today. So well today. I cannot describe how well we are doing today. This is the good day. It's a very, very good day. So what I'm going to do is, of course, what I normally do, we invite people to come and say hi with us. You know? See how they're all doing, see how things are going. Hey, Shay, hey, Simone, how y'all doing? You know, because there's some people who like reminders because their life is so busy. Life is so busy, you know. They like to be reminded. They like to be reminded and stuff, and everything of that nature. So, yeah. Hey, Brittany, how you doing? So, I don't think there's anyone else. Is anyone else? No one else? No. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Well, that's it. I'm done with that. All right. So, what's up, all of my good people? How are we all doing today? How we all doing? How we doing? How we doing? It's a lovely, lovely day. It's here. It's August the 20th, 2019. And here's the thing. Before I even started the episode, I went back to the very first episode and looked at the difference between then and now. Back then, I was still using my cell phone to do this show. It started with my cell phone, propped up against something, looking directly at me, and that's where it started. And now I'm here with a better camera, microphone, and a wider range of various things. And as I look back, here's the thing I just found out, that next week is the 2-year anniversary of the show. August 29th, which is next Thursday, is the 2-year anniversary of the show that I've been doing this for 2 years. I've been doing this show. That is some commitment. That is some commitment. There's a lot of things that people cannot commit to. I've committed myself to bowling, my job, and this show. And each of them all combined, between the job I have now, this show, and bowling, have a combined total of 11 years that I've been committed to these three things combined. 5 years for work, 4 years for bowling, 2 years for this show. So I want to just acknowledge the fact of 2 years strong that I've been doing this show. And it's had its ups, it had its downs, it's had me not being able to speak, it's had me upset, it's had me crying, it's had me laughing, it's had me rolling, it's had me doing some of everything. I've been through so many bottles of water through this show. And the thing is, I could sit here all day long in front of a camera and talk to myself. But it's only due to you all that watch this show, that like the show, that share the show, that actually makes this show what it is. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be nothing. Just like every other TV show, just like every other talk show, like any celebrity, comedian, whatever. If you didn't go and see some form of an artist or music artist, comedian, whatever, they're not going to make any money. They're not going to be big. They're not going to be known. But by you just watching this, by you enjoying my antics and my point of view of this show, as well as you all sharing your points of view of whatever topic that we're talking about, it just shows that this show is not just a hobby. It's not just a fad. It's not just something for me to do. This is something that I enjoy doing. This is something that I love doing. And I appreciate every single one of you that watches and shares and everything just to make this show what it is. So I want to thank you all for that from the bottom of my heart. Okay, now that we got that out the way, even though I might mention it again next week due to the fact that it's going to be 2 days from the 2-year anniversary. So I might just mention it again. Who knows, right? So today's episode is based on today. It's based on the world we live in now and the relationships that people have. Now, we know that relationships are very hard to come by because so many people think everybody else is lying or cheating or whatever the case may be. So how do we get past that and things like that? You know, that's what people wonder. But besides the lies and the cheats and things of that nature, why don't today's relationships work? Why today's relationships don't work? And I have brought up 5 different things, in my opinion, that I believe why today's relationships don't work. We're going to talk about each one individually. So, number 5, keeping up. Now, I know most of y'all know the phrase keeping up with the Joneses. We all know what that means. You want to keep up with your neighbor. You want to keep up with your friend, things of that nature. Now, you're in a relationship with somebody and you're friends with somebody else who's in a relationship as well. Y'all friends, but they're steady talking about, oh, we're going to this place next summer, or we just bought this house this past fall. Oh, I just bought her a car for her birthday. And you want so bad to try and keep up that it's going way outside your means. It's going way outside what you can afford. But you trying to just keep up with your friends, the Joneses. And by trying to keep up, things fall apart. Things fall behind. And next thing you know, you have nothing. And then once you have nothing, your significant other, 9 times out of 10, will leave. Because they don't want to be with someone who does not have anything. So trying to keep up with somebody is harsh. It's bad. Hey, Lupe. Hey, Shay. Is you trying to keep up with somebody when you know that you are not financially able to, but you're still trying to. You know good and damn well you cannot afford a Mercedes-Benz off of a salary from a fast food restaurant in the middle of nowhere. You can't do it. You can't. It doesn't work that way. But you steadily trying to. You're taking out loans and things like that. Like, oh, I got a Mercedes-Benz. Next thing you know, loan is due. You ain't got the money for it. Paying for the car is due. You don't have it. Insurance is due for the money. You ain't got it. Next thing you know, your credit score is down. Your car's been repoed. Because you trying to keep up with the Joneses. Don't try and keep up with anybody. That is the problem. You cannot try to keep up with anybody. Someone says, yeah, you can with good credit. Yeah, Shay. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Shay. It's just that you can't really do that. Next to good credit. You got good credit, yeah, you could basically do anything, but if you ain't got the money to make the payments, you're not going to get it. You're not going to be able to keep it. You're not. The thing is, you should not try to live outside your means. That's the main thing. I cannot stress that enough in terms of this particular part of the topic. You cannot live outside your means. You cannot, just constantly just be like, I can and I can't, I can and I can't, I can and I can't. You should not do that. You really, really should not do that. That's just what I feel. Get that OT. Yeah, OT, yeah. It's nice if you're making actually a decent amount per hour. But if you're only making $9.50 an hour, what does that OT really mean? You busting your butt just trying to do something that you don't really need to do. You don't really need to do it. It's like it said, if you cannot buy 2 of them, you cannot afford it. If you go in the grocery store right now, you know good and damn well all you got is $1.50. I'm sorry, let me go. $1. And you trying to get some little snacks or something like that. If you cannot buy two, you can't afford it. Shay says, you not why try to keep up when it's just stuff that can't go home with us, our heavenly home. Yeah, basically, that sense, yeah. So it's best to not try to do anything of that nature, to do anything like that. That's just the best thing to try to not to do. So try not to keep up with anybody. Try not to live too far outside your means, because that right there it's hard enough just to live within the means of what you have, that you still got to cut corners here, there, and it's just really, really difficult when all you really have to do is just manage what you have, work with what you have, and go with what you have. What's up, Phil? And try and work with it. That's your best bet, to work with it. And maybe you and your significant other together can actually make something of what it is. And that right there will really help you. It would really, really help you. This is why relationships don't work. These are my opinions as to why I believe some relationships don't work. So some people, you keep on trying to live outside your means, it's going to break up the relationship, because there's going to be so much arguing about financial situations and things like that. The next thing you know, tired of arguing, you're done, you're out the door. That's what it leads up to. My opinion. I mean, I know everybody else has their own point of views as to why it doesn't work. Basically money issues, but I didn't want to really say money issues, because even though you're not trying to keep up with because I just want to make it clear. Money issues aren't always just you trying to keep up with somebody. You may not have a good enough job. You're trying to live the best you can. You're not overspending anything, but your job isn't exactly the best, and you're not really qualified to get a higher paying job at that time. Now, we can understand that bills stack up and things like that. You're not doing anything crazy with your money. You're doing what you can with what you got, and you have to take care of what you can and what you need. There's a difference between money issues and trying to keep up with someone. That's what I want to make clear. That's why I did not say money issues. This is an issue that deals with money, but it's not a money issue, because you have enough to live within your means, but you're trying to go above, beyond, and over the boundaries, and past the wall, and around the corner, down the street, and up the hall, and you can't really do all of that. That's the difference that I'm trying to make right here in terms of keeping up and money issues. That's basically just what I have to say about that one right there. So the next portion of it is patience. Patience is another thing that people fail to have in relationships. D-Rock D says people are selfish and greedy, self-centered. They want to control everything and do what they want to do, and fucking respect for each other. They compassion for anything or any. Wait, huh? I'm trying to read what you typed. I think you may have typed that a little bit too fast, and autocorrect just messed up everything that you tried to put, man. But I'm trying to reword this as best I can. People are selfish and greedy as well as self-centered. They want to control everything and do what they want to do, and not fucking not have any respect for each other. Nor do they have compassion for anything or anyone. Okay, true. I hope I worded that correctly. But yeah, to the patience part. Now, people want to go so fast in a relationship that it scares a person away. Yeah, I kind of figured that. That's why I tried to reword it as best I could. But the thing is, people don't have the patience for a relationship. I mean, I'm not going to say they don't have the patience for a relationship. Let me reword that. that they try to move so fast in a relationship that it can scare the other person off. Patience is very important within a relationship. I'm going to explain why in a second. Patience is getting to know the person. You have to have patience to know that person, to get that person, to understand how this person works, their pet peeves, goals, major things in life like that. But everybody just wants to jump the gun and move so fast. They're like, you know what, this is going too fast for me. I gotta go. I'm wasn't ready for all of this. You talking about moving in, and we only been dating for like 3 weeks. No, you cannot move too fast. You have to have patience and let things build on its own. You cannot overstep certain boundaries and expect things to go your way. It's not going to work that way. You have to understand some things take time. Let's see. Shay says, you're right about that. Moving too fast is a no-no. It is. Here's the thing. Your relationship is basically planting a tree. You're planting a tree. You take your seed, you put it in the dirt, you cover it up, and you water it. And all you can do is watch it, make sure it's okay, make sure nothing is disturbing it, and let it grow the way it's supposed to grow. Now, we all know that most trees, when they start to grow, they tend to get a little, a little curved, a little weighted down as they are saplings, as it's still fresh. So what you do is you bring something to support that tree so it can grow up straight, big, and tall, and not curved and a messed up foundation to the point that once it grows up too far and it's had enough, it's just going to fall over and just say, I'm out. Have patience with it. Let it grow. Support it as it grows. That is what I'm talking about. DR says some are afraid to and are too anxious. That's what they need to do. Brittany says, me and my soon-to-be husband knew each other for 5 years before we decided to get married. Yes, see, now that's understandable. When you have that time frame, you have to basically have that time to grow, have that time to develop, have that time to form what it is you need to form. Because during that time frame, you got that early time frame where it's, oh my God, I'm like, they're so sweet and precious and they love me and I love them and we're doing something, everything together. And then you will come to that time frame like, yeah, we can go. Okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. All right. You're going to be like that. Hey, Akini, you're going to be like that. You're going to be like that. You got that honeymoon stage. Then you got that, okay, we've been married for 5 years stage, but we're dealing with it anyway. You have to understand that. Shay also says, yes, you got to water that. You got to water that seed. Amen. Little brother, love you. Love you too, Shay. And that's the thing. That is the important thing. You have to support the growth of your relationship. It's not going to be something that's going to, boom, happen overnight. It's not going to be just that simple. It's something that's going to take so much time and so much patience that you really have to understand. You really have to understand that once you realize you will have yourself a mighty redwood, oak, whatever kind of tree you planted, and make sure that it stands strong, it's firm, it can weather storms, it can weather this, no matter what comes its way, it cannot be moved. Once you know that you've established the roots of your relationship deep down, nothing can knock that tree over, which means nothing can knock your relationship off if you have the patience to let it grow. Understand that patience is needed for a relationship to be developed. Since people are so impatient when it comes down to a relationship, it falls apart. Because guess what? There's nothing to support it. You want your tree to grow up so big, so tall. You try to start pulling on it. You pull on it, try and make it grow and try and stretch it. You try and stretch it as much as you can, but you're pulling up roots even more, which means the roots aren't, the thing is the roots are going to be more above ground than below ground. And guess what? An unrooted tree might as well just be firewood because it's not going to stand. It's not going to support. It's not going to be there anymore because you did not have the patience to understand. You deny the patients to understand that watering, watching, and supporting, basically working, developing, and supporting the relationship. You work on the relationship, you help develop the relationship, and you go ahead and you support the relationship. Once you do all three of those things, your relationship is damn near unbreakable. Damn near unbreakable. So you just have to understand that, like, seriously, like, you have to understand that fully, that relationship is going to be something. It's really, really is. So you have to understand that relationship needs that patience. It needs that base. It needs that strength to hold it. Hey, Tamara. It needs that base to hold it. You really, really need it. So once you develop that strength, and once you develop that, after patiently waiting, you're good to go. You are so good to go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Just give me a second. Give me a second. It's something I didn't do last week that I was supposed to do, so I'm trying to do it now. Boom. There we go. And the bad thing is, Sam, I went to school with you for 4 years, and I messed up your name. I've literally known you for about 19 years, and I messed up your name. Ain't that some mess? Now, I've gotten the patient one out the way. Now we're going to go on to number 3. Pride and ego. Hey, Deb. Pride and ego. This is what I mean about pride and ego. Your significant other makes a mistake. It's not a bad mistake. It's something that is worth an apology, but it's not something that's, worth leaving over. But unfortunately, your significant other has too much pride or too much ego to apologize for it. And they believe that, okay, it's my fault. Okay, what's up? Like, just say you're sorry. Why? I already admit the fact that it's my fault. But you can at least apologize for it. It's my fault. That's okay. That's the long and short of it. And only due to the fact that you cannot do. So far, bro, we covered my 5 opinions as to why relationships today don't work. We've already covered like keeping up with the Joneses, living outside your means, and we talked about patience in terms of watering a tree. Now we're on number 3, pride and ego. Or if somebody does something wrong and they don't want to forgive that person because this person did this to me, why should I forgive them? Why should I let them off the hook and forgive them when sorry. There we go. Like I said, it's something I was supposed to do last week that I didn't do. So I'm trying to do it now so I don't have to worry about it later because I forget again. And I forgot to upload 2 videos, 2 of the episodes up to YouTube. And so I'm like 3 weeks behind on uploading stuff to YouTube. So y'all go on YouTube and watch those episodes. Trust me, it's worth watching. So yeah, we right now talking about pride and ego. Like, you can't let your ego, make the best, take the best of you. You can't let that do that. You're going to have times where you have to apologize. You have times when you have to forgive. You have times where you just have to bite the bullet and let things go. You have to, quote unquote, swallow your pride and keep it moving in order to keep this relationship going. You have to understand there will be ups, there'll be downs, there'll be lefts, there'll be rights, there'll be ups, lefts, corners, all that good stuff. You have to understand that you have to keep things moving. Hey, Jan, you have to understand that your pride, your ego cannot interfere. Your pride and your ego cannot be in the way. You have to understand it is not about you. You have to understand this relationship is not just about you. You got to know that this relationship, is set to be your relationship. It has to be set as just your relationship. That is all. That is it. It's your relationship. It's a relationship. It's about joining two people together. You cannot be egotistical about it. You cannot be prideful about it. You have to understand that. With pride comes jealousy. With ego can come anger. With pride can come obsession. So many things can lead up between pride and ego, and is leading off to something else that is really not needed in a relationship. And that is the sad part about it. That is the very, very, very sad part about it. So that's something that has to really, really be worked on. And you have to know that it's no more you. Now you have another letter next to you, and it's an S. So it's about us. Okay? It's about us, not just you. It's not just about that person. No, it's not just about you anymore. It's about the both of you. You have to understand that there's certain things you can and can't do. There's certain things that you have to understand that when something happens, you do have to apologize for it. If some things happen, you have to forgive a person for it if you want to maintain that relationship with that person. Now, understand that there are some things that cannot be forgiven, some things that cannot be apologized for. I get that. But there's some things that people just all they have to do is just say, I'm sorry, and it saves everything. All they have to do is to say, I forgive you, and it saves everything, rather than just, you know what, I'm not even going to say anything or do anything or nothing of that nature. I'm just going to be like, you know what, forget it. I'm like, why? Why be that way? Why not just focus on the fact that just saying sorry can help out everything? That just apologizing, that just forgiving somebody, that just working with somebody can save a whole lot of grief, a whole lot of a headache, and can save your relationship, your marriage, whatever it is that you're in. It can save a lot, and that is what's needed. That's what is needed. And that's what very few people understand. Very few people understand that apologizing is not that hard. They think it's just the roughest thing in the world with some people. They think like, I'm never going to apologize to that person. Hell, even in friendships, people don't even want to apologize, which sucks. Like, what is so bad about apologizing? Like, really, like, what is really so bad about apologizing? You know? It shouldn't be made hard. It shouldn't be hard to apologize, though, bro. It should not be hard to just say, I'm sorry. Hell, Ruben Studdard made a whole song about it back in 2000 something. Remember Ruben Studdard? He made a song, Sorry, for 2004. He made a whole song dedicated to being sorry. That man said sorry in his song about a good 20 times. He made a whole song about it. And this man can make a whole song about being sorry for an entire year. You tell me you can't say sorry for one incident, for one mistake, and just forgive for that one instance, that one mistake. I'm pretty sure there's other songs that's out there, but that was the first one that came to my head because I really recently heard it on my phone. Yeah, he was sorry for 2004. If y'all don't remember the song, go back and listen to it. You learn to apologize unless they didn't hurt you to the point of just saying, fuck them, I'm on with my own life. Other than that, you can apologize, move forward, and you can apologize to somebody and cut them off. Because if you don't apologize to them, that means they will still have a hold on you. You apologize, you can forgive, and still move the fuck on and not worry about having that grip on your life. You don't have to worry about that. Sometimes it takes you to forgive a person for them doing you wrong. You be like, I forgive you for hurting me. Just letting you know. I know you never apologize. I know you believe it's not your fault, but I forgive you for hurting me. But I cannot be with you no more. So I'm moving left. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to, Simone. I know you're saying nope, but you have to. You have to bite the bullet, forgive somebody for hurting you in order for you to move on, if that's what you so desire. While you're in a relationship, someone needs to forgive somebody. Somebody needs to apologize to somebody, swallow their pride, stuff up their nuts, and call it a day. That's all it takes is just two words. Just one word. Just 2 words or 3 words, depending on what it is you're doing. You either say, I'm sorry, I apologize, or you basically say, I forgive you. You can keep on saying nope and arg all you want to. You understand the fact that sometimes it will take you to say you're sorry to move on. That is what it takes. That is what it is. That's how life is. Sometimes you just got to deal with it and bite the bullet. Sometimes that's just what it is. I'm sorry. See? Simple. I just said it. I wasn't even saying it in terms of the show. I'm just saying I'm sorry to you because you don't want to say it. But that's what it is. That's the context of it. That is what it takes. Sometimes you have to use it. Sometimes you have to bite that bullet. I don't know how many times I can say the words, bite that bullet. Suck them up. Swallow your pride. And just apologize or forgive. Keep it moving after that. Now, if a person keeps bringing up the past, then that's when you leave. Because now they're just looming shit over your head. Ain't nothing. Fine. Okay, fine. We're going to just move on to the next one. I was trying to convince Simone all this time, but apparently it ain't working. So, swig of swamp water. Yeah, let's get okay. And on to the next one. Number 2. Media and social media. Now, we already know since, I don't know when, but television, music, things like that have been telling us, like, you need to be like this. You need to have this many hoes, this many men, this many women. You know, they've been doing it. They've been doing it. Media has been telling you that for the longest, that you can have anybody you want. All women need to look like this. All men need to look like this. And due to the fact that someone doesn't look like that, they go. Due to the fact that you can't, you're trying to be in a relationship, you're in a relationship, but you want some of everybody else, boom, your relationship ended. And the thing is, social media, you can pinpoint anybody, you can pinpoint where a person is taking a piss at with today's technology and social media combined. You can pinpoint where someone is taking a piss at as long as they have their phone. And we all know people nowadays cannot go anywhere without their cell phone. So good and well, you're going to find out where a person is due to the fact of social media is saying the moment they make a post in the middle of the woods taking a shit. You say that, but guess what? You can find that person and be like, okay, so you're in the middle of the woods taking a shit. That's what you're saying. But on here saying you're over here at Keisha house on the corner of 15th and something. 15th and 22nd. I don't know. I'm just making up street names. You went to the kitchen without your phone. Moving on. Basically saying social media and media basically tells people, oh, you got an Apple Watch, that don't fucking count. That ain't leaving out your phone. Your phone on your wrist. So basically media and social media has told people you can do basically whatever you want to do in a relationship and have no regrets about it. That don't work. It don't work that way. You can't do whatever it is you want to do. You can't go wherever it is you want to go. You can't do any of that. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Plain and simple. You have to understand that social media will not allow you to do these things. It won't. It really, really would not let you do it. You want to know why? Because, hold on one second. Because social media is basically one big web of gossip, know-it-alls, detectives, thieves, you name it. Everybody is something on social media. You have to understand that social media can cause so much issue, so much drama that you don't even know what to even do. You don't even know what you can say or nothing. The reason why I say that is because, it's rough. It's very, very rough that certain Okay. That certain things, Simone, really, you're a unicorn on social. Okay, she's a unicorn on social media. Lovely. So basically, sorry for keep looking away. I'm keep getting distracted to make sure that the thing's uploaded all the way. So I'm sorry for that. So basically, when it comes down to social media, granted the fact that I'm on social media right now talking bad about social media, it's just that people use it to their own negative ways, and a simple like of a picture, a simple comment can be blown way out of proportion, and that's not really even the case. And people like, you know what, you can't have your social media things and still be with me. I'm like, well, why not? I'm friends with my family on there. We stay connected. I got high school friends, and we still stay connected. We hang out sometimes, and that's our way of staying connected. Well, get their number. I mean, like, it don't matter. I mean, like, we just doing this and we just hanging out and stuff like that. Okay, Simone's dabbing unicorn. Lovely. And that's just the thing. I'm like, well, why can't I be friends with my, why can't I be friends with my people? Why can't I keep my social media? Because I don't want these other people commenting on your stuff and everything like that. I'm like, look, it's just comments. I'm not even responding to half of them. Like, I don't care. The moment I see a heart, I'm coming after somebody. I'm like, so you just up and over the top about a comment. Great. All because social media won't let you be great. It will not let you be great. It won't. It really, really won't. And that sucks. I mean, that's the part that we have to get up and over, is the fact that it sucks. You know? Even though it's one main outlet that we use, information, entertainment, staying connected to people, social media is a very, very dangerous thing for a relationship. If it is not utilized correctly, it can be a very, very dangerous thing for a relationship, because chances are you friends with like so many people who are friends with so many other people who are friends with so many other people that, guess what? Someone to share something that you will see. That's just it. That's the long and short end of it. Someone's going to share something that you're going to see. And that just is the funny thing. So social media for relationships, really, I can't even talk about this long, because we already know that social media, when it comes down to relationships, can be the devil. Media, in terms of music, television shows, and things like that, when it comes down to certain things, can be evil as well, can be the devil as well. And what we fail to realize is that due to the fact of social media being so much of a huge thing, that something can be shared and something can be posted and then shared all across the world in a matter of seconds. Something can be thrown way out of proportion. It can be thrown way out of topic, out of context, and you wouldn't even know until someone comes and approach you about it. So that's just something you have to be extremely careful about when it comes down to you being in a relationship and social media, because it's just going to be constant arguing, and then next thing you know, boom, off the bat, it's done and over with. Done and over with. So really, that's all I can really say about media and social media, because I'm pretty sure everybody knows the ups and downs of social media when it comes down to relationships. And that's why social media basically in relationships sometimes doesn't work. Now, we're going to go to the very last one. Number 1. And this may fall underneath the guidelines. This may sound like it falls under the guidelines of cheating, but it's not. Got a piece of lint or something on there. I kept looking on my shoulder on the screen. I seen like a little piece of lint. It was bothering me. I went to this shoulder, but I keep on forgetting the camera's flipped. Now, this last one doesn't fall underneath the guidelines of cheating, but it sounds like it can. So the number one reason, in my opinion, why today's relationships do not work is temptation. We all know that there are so many things out there that can tempt us and make us leave a relationship in almost our heartbeat. And sometimes it's not just a person. It could be an object. It could be a substance. It could be a location. Temptation is a very strong thing. Temptation can cause a person to do things that they would not normally do. You get tempted enough by something you like, you're going to fall for it. Just say you loved chocolate. You love chocolate. Chocolate was life. But you love chocolate, but you've been off of chocolate for a year, and you're happy at the fact that you feel healthier and you've been off of chocolate for a whole year. But somebody comes to a party and brings a nice sized German chocolate cake. A German chocolate cake. Oh yeah, I know it's been there since the beginning of the time. I know it's been there forever. That's what I'm mentioning it. This is still the number one reason, whether it's been way back in BC all the way up until now. So you just looking at this cake, and it's just right there. You seeing everybody taking their nice little slice and just enjoying this big slice, hey Keisha, of this German chocolate cake. And you've been off of chocolate for so long. Now you finally went over there. You smell it. You can almost taste it. And then finally you fall, you collapse, and you just straight went in, got you a plate, got you a fork, and got you a slice. And now you're over there eating something that you haven't eaten in a long time. That is temptation. It's not just a person. It also can be an object. That right there can actually end a relationship. That's the thing. It could end a relationship. I'm not saying the chocolate cake can, but temptation can. You have somebody at home. They may not be the best shaped person. But you see somebody who is so appealing to your eye, and that they actually giving you that attention. And then they say, hey, you want to come back to my place? You already know what 2 + 2 going to be right there. You already know what it's going to be when they say, want to come back to my place. Okay, we're going back to your place. And you have this well-figured individual that you are attracted to, and they're giving you the time of day. And then they come right, and you just like, You're real tempted to go. But you know, if you go, you're going to cheat. And you know you're not going to be able to live with that on your conscience and still be with the person that you're with. Temptation can be so hard. It can be so hard to the point that it's almost like an addiction. It's kind of hard to fight. It's just so alluring and so drawn in that all you can do is follow it. It's like an aroma that you just can't get away from, that you just have to keep on smelling. You have to keep on inhaling it because it smells so good. Like you quit smoking. Now you're around people who smoke and they say, hey, you want one? You say, no, I quit smoking. But you know you want one. And it's just so tempting to be around these people that smoking a cigarette so casually. And you haven't had one in months. And you've been a little stressed out yourself. So you say, yeah, let me get a cigarette. Okay, Lakeisha says, not to me. If I'm with that person, I'm loyal all the way. No, I get that. You have to realize, not everybody is like that. Not everybody is like that. Not everybody is loyal to the truth of an individual, of what they have. Shout out to Wendell for loyal to the truth. I gotta let him know that I just gave him a shout out because I used his line from his theme, loyal to the truth. But basically, you have to be there's some people that's just not loyal like that. And that right there is where they fail to realize that when you're loyal, temptation doesn't mean jack. But you know that you're not loyal when temptation is there. Well, I'm not gonna say you're not loyal, because anything can tempt you. Anything can tempt you. See, look at you. See, look, I'm done talking about it. Now you want it. Now you want it because it's tempting. Ain't it, Simone? Simone wants some German chocolate cake now, y'all. She wants the German chocolate cake because I talked about it earlier. See, that's the thing. You don't even have to mention it anymore because you know it's still in the back of your mind. It's still in there because it's so tempting that you want it. That you don't know what you want to do. You just know that you want it. Temptation goes a long way. Temptation is one of the hardest things to get past in terms of trying to keep a relationship strong and together. In terms of keeping that solidarity, you have to understand that you cannot let temptation through. You got to understand that you cannot let temptation suck you in. You got to remember that temptation is not just a person who looks good. It can be your friends. Your friends can be the temptation. Like you said that you was going to spend time with your significant other, but your friend said, hey, we should go and hang out. But you already hung out with your friends. But it sounds so tempting because every time you go out with your friends, you have fun. So you go and hang out with your friends, and now your significant other be like, you know what? I'm so tired of you going to your friends. You always go to your friends. You always go out with your friends. You don't spend no time with me or nothing. And we had this day planned for the longest. And now all of a sudden, last minute, they say you want to hang out, and you say, yeah. I plan something 2 months in advance, and you want to say, yeah, you'll think about it, and then say, yeah, a month later we can do it, and then no, that's just the problem with that. Temptation does not just come in an individual; it comes as friends, it comes as a substance, it comes as an object, it comes as a place. Temptation goes on, and it's more than just cheating on somebody with somebody. When you hear temptation in a relationship, oh, well, I was tempted to. Like, so you was tempted to have sex with somebody? No, I was tempted to go to the bar, but I didn't. My girl wants me to stop drinking, but I was still tempted to go to the bar, but I didn't. Temptation is more than just having sex with somebody. People fail to realize that temptation is more so. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Carrie, it's more so than just that. You have to realize it's not just an individual that you want to have sex with. It's not just an individual who looks visually appealing. It's other things. So people, you need to realize that temptation comes in many ways, shapes, and forms. People in relationships, due to the fact that a person's an alcoholic because they can't stay away from the bar. They don't spend enough time with them because they're always hanging out with their friends. They don't spend enough time with them because you can basically say addiction. They play the game so much, or they won't give up smoking after I didn't ask them to for years and years and years. And I'm tired of our bedroom smelling like an ashtray. You know, temptation has been around for who knows how long. But we all know that it's something that's not going to end. You just have to be the person to be strong enough to resist it, to be strong enough to be ready to change for the individual, so you don't have to worry about said temptation coming after you. You don't have to worry about said temptation coming for you. That's pretty much all in the long and the short of it. Just be ready. Because temptation can be a mother. It can be a mother if you are not strong enough to withstand it. And I'm going to leave y'all with this little tidbit. This is something that I seen just scrolling through Facebook before I started the show. And it just seemed to stand out to me and seemed like it would resonate for this episode. Most people don't want to hear this, but real relationships that last involve a lot of forgiveness. You have to accept the fact that your partner isn't perfect and will hurt you, disappoint you, and upset you. You have to figure out if you're willing to go through ups and downs with them. Basically saying everything I'm saying right now in terms of this whole damn episode as to why relationships today don't work, why relationships today don't last. Because of those 5 reasons, and as well as this, you are going to disappoint your partner. Your partner's going to disappoint you, upset you, all of that stuff, and vice versa. You have to realize that they're going to be the ups and downs. A relationship is a roller coaster, not an elevator that just goes up. You have to realize it, that you're going to go through everything that can be thrown at you, from temptation to social media, to your pride and ego, to patience, to trying to keep up, as well as other people trying to get involved, friends and family saying what they want to say about the relationship or whatever the case may be. You have to understand that it's your relationship. This is between you and this person. Other people don't matter in terms of relationship. And that is where people fail to understand some things. They're too busy listening to the outside rather than understanding what's going on the inside of where they're actually at. They're too busy looking out the window to try and see what people are trying to say rather than supporting what's behind them in the house that they're already in. You can't hear somebody through a closed window who's across the street, but you should be able to hear somebody that's in the same room with you right behind you saying, hey, this is what we need to do, rather than you looking across the street trying to read somebody's lips. What you saying? I can't hear you, but you saying she cheating? Oh, maybe she is. Understand the fact that the place that you're in is the place that you're in. Those people who are across the street aren't in your position, so they do not understand what it is that you're going through. They don't understand what it is that you have to do. Long and short of it, it's your life. You should live it as it needs to be lived. It's your relationship. You should work on it how you believe it should be worked on, and work with the individual to come to a compromise. Plain and simple. So eliminate the temptation, the media, the pride, the ego, the patience, and trying to keep up, as well as friends and family who give you negativity towards it. And understand the fact that you will go through ups and downs. You will be upset. You will be angry. You will be mad. But the whole thing is, you need to give forgiveness in order to prosper in today's relationship world. That is all that is needed. So with that all being said, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Appreciate the likes, the loves, the laughs, as always. So please do not forget, you can go over to my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, go over there, subscribe. You can watch a couple of the videos. Go ahead and like them. Go ahead and leave a comment. Trust and believe me, eventually I will be just on YouTube. So I will no longer be on Facebook at some given point in time. I don't know yet. But I'm going to need you guys to subscribe for me. I need you guys to get there for me. The more subscribers we get, the better that we can do, and the more content that I can bring to you just like this. So what I need for you all to do right now, if you're not subscribed, head over to YouTube, type in En-Syte. That's EN-SYTE. You go ahead, you'll probably see one of my videos with my lovely face on it, and go ahead, click on the link, go ahead and subscribe to it if you're not subscribed to it. You can watch a couple of the videos. Some of the past videos are on there. Some of my first videos are on there just to show you where I started at and where I'm going to be going to. Should be a whole lot of fun to realize, next week is the 2-year anniversary of the show. You go ahead and you just go have some fun with that. We're going to do something. And then we have the 100th episode in 6 weeks. Whew, so much stuff is going on. Going to be going out of town in some months. I mean, just so many things, man. So many things, and I could not be happier about all of these things. So with that all being said, once again, you all have yourselves a lovely night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope you all have a good week. And as always, stay insightful. Peace.